Hi, today on Nat Chats, I want to talk about 5 things that all buyers need to know about sellers. And I'm doing this to try and help people who are looking to purchase property be successful when they come and when they're making their offers and hopefully looking to secure their dream home. But some of this is going to be a little blunt, so be warned. The first thing is, the reason why a seller is selling is actually nobody's business. As a buyer, by all means, you can ask the question, and if the selling agent is able to disclose the reason for sale, fantastic. But if the selling agent is not able or prepared to disclose the reason why someone is selling the home, take that answer with good grace. The reason why someone is selling should have no bearing on your decision to make an offer for the property or not. The seller is entitled to that right of privacy. The second thing is that selling is an emotional process. I was once told that sellers sell for one of 2 reasons. They're selling to either move towards something good or they're selling to get away from something bad. Either way, there brings with it a lot of emotion and a lot of change. Be aware that if you start to put deadlines on your offers or are difficult to negotiate with, it's going to feel to the seller like you're holding a gun to their head and they are going to dig their heels in or refuse to deal with you. And it's much harder for the selling agent then to try and get an outcome for both parties. If you've got particular time pressures and you want the offer to be dealt with in a specific time period, just communicate that to the agent. Don't put an expiry or deadline on your actual offer. What you probably don't understand is that if you choose as a buyer to withdraw your offer, then that offer's off the table. If you're not happy with the time frame that the offer is being dealt in, communicate that to the selling agent, and if you need to, withdraw your offer. But don't simply put an expiry time on the offer itself. As I said, it feels to the seller like they've got a gun to the head. There can be very, trying circumstances sometimes why people sell. They're not in a position to give you a response or an answer straight away, and that strategy more often than not will backfire and work against you. The third is that the majority of sellers are cognizant of current market conditions. They're not looking to set records for their property, but they are looking to achieve a sale price that is fair. When buyers come in with lowball offers and try and negotiate too hard, one of 2 things happens. The first is that the seller refuses to deal with you and just basically tells you to get stuffed, albeit we tell you that nicely. Or the second is they'll come back with a ridiculous counter offer that is way too high and well above what they would be genuinely willing to accept. So you just end up in a lose-lose situation. If you really want to negotiate hard and you're only prepared to buy a property if you get a bargain, just be prepared then to make a lot of offers and potentially miss out on the home that you love. Otherwise, try and be more win-win in the process and help the agent to actually help you get the right outcome. The fourth thing is that sellers are looking for the easiest route to the result. Try not to load up your offer with a lot of unrealistic and difficult to meet conditions. And if you're in competition, you're not going to have a hope of buying that property, particularly if there's another buyer that seems much more amenable to deal with. If you've got specific investigations that you want to make, try and do those before you submit an offer. But just don't come across as being really difficult to deal with. The seller, one, might choose not to even deal with you at all, or as I said, particularly if there's another buyer in the wings, it's likely that you're going to miss out to them for the property. And last but not least, following on from that theme, is sellers don't like selling to someone that they think is a dickhead. Sorry for the blunt language, but they don't. They often love their property. They want it to go to someone else that's going to love it. They usually love their neighbours and they love their community, and they want whoever is going to buy the property to fit in with the neighbourhood and the community as well. Again, if you're too difficult to deal with, if you're a deal, it's just going to get the sellers back up. It's going to make it much more difficult for the agent to try and get you a result, and it's more likely that you're going to miss out on the home that you love. But if you've listened to all of this and you still insist in coming in hard with all of your conditions and, buying only on your terms, then of course that's your prerogative. There's only so much that we can do to help you. And if we can get a deal together, great. And if we can't, we can't. But just think about, particularly if you love a home, how your behaviour and the way that you negotiate can influence that outcome, and not for the positive. And it might cost you and your family that perfect home for you that you really love. So hopefully you take some of that advice on board and are successful when you come to making an offer. Have a great day.